and welcome to our first ever 2020 Grand Prix race review. And for this review, of course, we're going to be reviewing the Austrian Grand Prix. Sorry I haven't done it sooner, but I've been having a lot of work to do around, recently. So, let's get into it. Of course, the car that I thought and still think is the best car in the midfield is the Racing Point, or so we say Racing Point, which of course it in testing it was really good as well as in practice. I feel like there were a few things letting down the team though, like they messed up their strategy in the first Austrian Grand Prix, and of course they've got Sergio Perez, who is a top quality driver, but I think Lance Stroll is holding the team back a bit, and still think Sebastian Vettel, it may just be that I'm a Seb fan, but I think he should replace Lance Stroll to be the number one driver in that team, as he is so much better. He's even slightly above Sergio Perez, and well, for their race, it was very good. Sergio Perez, of course, so close to getting that podium, and he just didn't pit early. He should have pitted under the safety car. If he had done that, I swear McLaren would not have got that podium position, and it would have been Sergio Perez's podium. But no, Racing Point messed up the strategy and gave McLaren the podium, which I am very grateful for. And well, of course, McLaren had a epic race. Lando Norris was he qualified in fourth, but then Lewis got a grid penalty for not slowing down under yellow, so of course he was promoted to third, and I never thought he could hold on to it. I thought the best result for McLaren would be a fourth in this race. I thought Lando Norris would get a great fourth, like he should have done in Spa. But no, Lewis Hamilton once again punted Albon off the track. And Lando Norris, on the last corner of the last lap of the race, went and... It was so exciting for me. It just, the last corner, Lando Norris gets just in the time that he needs to get that third position, and he also gets the fastest lap of the race, and well, that was just amazing for me. Now let's move on to the Alexander Albon Hamilton incident. And of course, Albon went right the way round the outside of Hamilton, and of course, instantly I'm going to say it is 100% Lewis's fault. Albon went for a manoeuvre that is proven. I even believe Daniel Ricciardo would do the same sort of manoeuvre in the corner, and I said that while watching the race, and I was proven right in the Styrian Grand Prix when Ricciardo did the exact same manoeuvre and succeeded. So I think 100% of the blame should go on Lewis for that incident. And of course, unlucky for Albon, it was very much like his incident in Brazil 2019, and just disappointing for Albon and for a 6-time world champion, maybe a 7-time world champion at the end of this season. It is not good enough to punt off the same guy twice while it being your fault both times. And of course, for Valtteri Bottas, this was an epic weekend. Lewis getting his penalty, making Lewis not on the podium. He was in fourth position. Lando Norris, of course, getting on the podium and being the leading Brit in the championship for the first time in a long time. I believe Jenson Button was the last Brit to do that, other than Hamilton. And of course, Bottas winning that race, it's what he needs in 2019, a win with Hamilton not on the podium, so that Bottas, still with 2 races, was 2 races into the season, and he is still the championship leader, and it is all because Lewis had that poor result, knocking Albon wide, and of course Bottas has benefited greatly from this. So if I had to say who the winners were from this race, I'd say both Bottas and Lando Norris, basically Bottas and McLaren, because they have both had epic weekends. Of course, the Red Bulls both retiring because of a stupid manoeuvre from Lewis, and of course Max Verstappen's engine braking, heartbreaking. Half the field, only 11 drivers, went right to the end of the race. Of course, Kevin Magnussen having his big incident with his brakes failing, and Grosjean, I think he had a crash out, and then he had reliability issues later on in the race. Of course, George Russell, I remember when his engine blew, and that was how he had a DNF. Ricciardo was the second out just after Max Verstappen because of a reliability issue, of course. And Nicholas Latifi got an 11th place, which is equaling George Russell's career best position. Which was very lucky because of all of the retirements. Of course, 2 drivers' wheels coming off, Gasly and Raikkonen, if I can remember, both their wheels came off, and it was really, really sad, heartbreaking for them too. And I think I have not missed out a single of the retirements. So let's just go and end the video. No, actually, I forgot. Sebastian Vettel had his Spinella on the first lap of the race. And of course, that was very, very, very disappointing from Seb, a 4-time world champion who keeps them spinning. Being Seb's biggest fan, I am very critical of his mistakes. And that was a massive shunt that he could have easily avoided, and well, it's just disappointing for him having his little spin. And Charles Leclerc decided to copy him in the next race, but I've got to talk about that in my next race review. Anyway, that has been all. This has been Ben from the F1 News Squad. Ben out.